Hey everybody, what's going on? I have a lot written down this week, but it doesn't seem that much. It's been a crazy week. Thank you for the comment last week, whoever posted it, that I'm hilarious. Listen, thank you very much. If you watch this, you stumble across it. If you're watching on a regular basis, please subscribe, please share. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm a little bit of a rut right now, but help me out, man. Now, I have to start by saying, that old drunken hag came out again this week. And I know she's barely coherent. But in the last 6 months, well, she came out this week and she said, we stand by Armenia. We're Democrats. We're democracy. We're fighting for democracy in this world. We stand by the Armenians. So in the last year and a half, 2 years, we've been standing by Ukraine. We've been standing by Armenia. We've been standing by Taiwan. We've been standing by South Korea. We've been standing by those illegals coming here seeking asylum. You know what we haven't been standing by? America! Let's stand by America. Why don't we get America where it needs to be instead of all this nonsense? She's an example of why the two-party system has failed. It has turned into a colossal failure, in large part to some of these Democrats and his drunken hag Pelosi. Mitch McConnell, I could do without him also, but nobody wants to fight for Americans. We're going to fight for everybody else. You know what they know how to fight for? Putting green in their pocket. Today I'm drinking a White Claw strawberry lemonade for the first time. The lemon lemonade was pretty good. Let's give this one a sip. Oh, tasty. Much better than their ugly White Claws. Now, we have these sanctuary states. Now, we know Governor DeSantis just sent 2 planes, about 48 illegal immigrants, to Martha's Vineyard. What an outrage! Sending them to Martha's Vineyard. I'll tell you what, they're probably better off in Martha's Vineyard than, say, Chicago. But that's not even it. They get to Martha's Vineyard, and those rich white folk had them out of the city, had them out of the vineyard on buses within 24 hours. Let me tell you something. I hear about conservatives, you may as well call them the party of racists. Now, Martha's Vineyard's pretty liberal. But you know what I don't hear conservatives saying? I don't hear conservatives saying that black folk can't get IDs. I don't hear them saying that black folk can't use computers. I don't hear them saying that black folk minority don't have access to the internet. And I certainly don't hear them saying that black folk and minorities all have one mindset. That's what I don't hear. But, hey, if you didn't vote for Biden, you ain't black anyway, so I'm not talking to you. It just blows my mind. You keep pointing out systematic racism and white supremacy. Does anything scream white supremacy by Martha's Vineyard, which is 90% affluent whites getting out people of color within 24 hours? I mean, they threw a luncheon and a dinner for them. What'd they serve him? Moe's? Chipotle? I mean, these people don't know anything. Talk about racism. I mean, I'll tell you, this is really too much. Really, really too much. 24 hours. Can you imagine that? Oh, then you have down here in Long Island, the Suffolk County Police Department, which I'm a fan of the police. I support the police. Anybody who watches this channel knows that. I support the police. They get the hardest job, or one of the hardest jobs in our country right now. They're getting hammered because they don't have enough people to speak Spanish to deal with the influx, of the Spanish population, especially the illegals. I don't know. Last time I checked, English is the language of the United States. Now, a lot of reasons why these other cultures came into our country and succeeded is because they learned the language. If you don't learn the language, you're not going to succeed. It shouldn't be the country's responsibility to cater to the people coming in. Shouldn't they assimilate? Shouldn't they figure out how to hold on to their culture but be part of our culture? Language, number one. If you're coming from another country, learn the language, because when you have an emergency, you need to be able to talk to somebody. This is nonsense already. I've had enough. Had enough. Speaking of illegals, Hispanic Heritage Month started this month. And when I say started this month, it started on September 15th. I mean, The Spanish or the Latinos, they don't even get a month. They get a half month. Or this is the new math. Or we're going to do every 15 days is a new month for the new group. How about Angry Irish Month? I'll take 15 days. I need more than the 17th of March, I'll tell you that. I got a lot to say. A lot of time to say it, too. I plan on living a long time, so you'd be dealing with me forever. People once say that assholes live for a long time. So I figure I'm going to be about 150. Just saying. Now, go back to this. Then we got yelling. Everybody talks about me yelling all the time, but Screaming Joe, Yelling Joe is at it again. He was at I guess a rally or a conference, and he was talking about the new inflation bill, and he's shaking his hands, and he's yelling, and he's pointing at people. And somebody asked him a question, President Biden, how does this help inflation? He just went, huh? And then his handlers got him off stage. God forbid the guy asks a question. He's a complete maniac. Now he's talking continuously that the Republicans are going after Social Security. For 40 years, Joe Biden has been trying to limit Social Security. You can look it up. It's a fact. I'm not making it up. 40 years, the man's been trying to limit Social Security and been a racist. I just saying. Factual information. You can just look it up. He's a segregationist. Now, I talked about last week about the new King of England, King Charles III. Now, I didn't notice. I don't know if I said it last week. The Queen married a cousin. May I explain a little bit about the royal heritage of Prince Harry? He's off the rails a little bit. I'm just saying. But King Charles III is the oldest person ever to wear the crown at 72 years old or whatever he is in 1,100 years of the monarchy. You know what? He's still 6 years younger than our president, Joe Biden. What is that telling you? I don't know about this. Dementia Joe, Alzheimer's Joe, Screaming Joe. You know what we haven't seen in a while? Whispering Joe. That one will come up soon. I think he does that when he forgets and he's got nothing to say and he thinks he's making a point. This is absolutely insane. Then we have the fools out in Hollywood. You know, listen, I have to tell you, I don't care that Ariel is a mermaid of color. I don't care. However, don't Hollywood have any other ideas? How many times are we going to re-race characters and recreate stories and take the white folk out and put black folk, Hispanic folk, whatever, just to appease the culture? It doesn't work. Let's create new stories. There are some great stories to be told out there. I'm not against black, Hispanic, anything. I want to see some great acting and some great stories. Some of the greatest actors of my time, a guy like Morgan Freeman, I could see him do anything. Denzel Washington, could see him do anything. James Earl Jones, see him do anything. If you're great at something, it doesn't make a difference what your color is. Why can't we get great writers and creators to create some great product that everybody would be happy with? Let's just re-race everything, and if people have a problem with it, you know what we do? We pull out the card that can be used in every situation. The race card. I'm sorry, not every situation. It didn't work for Brittany Griner. She's still working that race card. Joe met with a family the other day and said, we're trying. It's been trying for a long time, Joe. It just doesn't work. You know, so Rob Reiner said, if we don't prosecute Trump, we will lose all respect of a nation of law and order. We have not been a nation of law and order in a long time. Clinton, she didn't get arrested, and the FBI said she had it. We're not going to waste our time. Chicago, second-degree murder, kidnapping. You can let people go. In New York, you can shoot a police officer, be out in an hour, and go commit another crime. We are not a nation of laws. Hence, illegal aliens. They're everywhere. Nobody wants to deport them. We want to give them health care, jobs, and food. Illegal. We are not a nation of laws. That is long past us. Excuse me, getting a little worked up today. It's Sunday. I already started drinking wine and cooking today. This is just a seltzer I'm having for fun. Pretty good also. Now, some things I read this week. This we're going to go crazy today. Female minorities are now blaming white men for their obesity. Please don't blame me. Listen. If you are obese and you are a minority, I've got an idea for you. Stop going to McDonald's, supersizing 2 meals, and ordering an extra large Diet Coke because you're cutting on the calories. I got an idea. Eat a salad and take a walk. Don't blame no white folk. Have a little self-control. I'm sick of it. Really, really just sick of it. Then another article I read was talking about anger. Anger. And they suggested if you're angry, to take a deep breath and think about it for 3 seconds and seeing if you're really angry. Then nobody asked me. You know what happens? I take 3 seconds. I get more angry thinking about it. Like just now, thinking about the stupidity of that. Could you imagine? You know what? Wait a minute. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. It's like the space you're supposed to be, but the car behind you when you're following. Oh, you know what? I'm not really mad right now. Get out of here with that nonsense. Really. Complete bullshit. All right. Now, oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Beyond Meat made a plant-based beef jerky and they discontinuing the product because the consumers just don't understand. What's not to understand? I understand that it's plant, not beef jerky. You know what I want in my beef jerky? Beef, not some grass. You don't understand what your consumer wants. Don't blame it on consumer. You had a horrible product. Beyond Meat. It's not Beyond Meat. It's disgusting. Just call it what it is. Grass jerky. Maybe somebody will buy that. Some vegan. Not a meat eater, I'll tell you that. And then, out in Oregon, the governor came down with some new educational standards. Now in Oregon, for you to graduate high school, you no longer need to prove that you could read, write, or add. Read, write, or add. How are these people going to get by? How are these young folks going to get by in life if they can't do some basic things? It's absolutely insane that we're dumbing down America. We're dumbing down America because the politicians do not want the young folk the ability to critical think and make their own decisions. They want a bunch of sheep that they're going to lead to the slaughter. The problem is you still have a bunch of Gen Xers here who are out of our minds, who were not led to the slaughter, who are survival of the fittest. And hopefully you're teaching your children that. Hopefully. I know I am. It's ridiculous already. And then, think about this. In Nevada, Miss Nevada just won. Miss Nevada is a biological man. So let's take this in for a second. The prettiest woman in Nevada has got a penis. Ridiculous, huh? Can you imagine that? The prettiest woman in Nevada is a dude. I mean, I don't understand. And then going back to this trans thing, they're creating a new product right now. It is like, I think they said it was a 9-inch replica of a baby that a trans could put in their anus and push out like they're having a child. That is insane. But that's not even the craziest part. The craziest part, it comes in all skin tones, so you could have a baby of any skin tone you choose. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Nobody wrote any advice this week, so I had no advice, which is strange. Send in your advice. I'd like to give you some, but I'm going to give you some free advice. Here we go. 3 words. 3 words that are just important as I love you. How about this? Don't be stupid. If you think it's stupid, it probably is. Don't do it. Let's live our life by that motto. Don't be stupid. Hey, wait, is that stupid? Yep, probably is. Don't do it. Now get back to the most important 3 words in English language. It is, I love you. Go find yourself your loved one. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. People are dropping like flies all over the place. They say it's the shot. They say it's old age. They say it's who knows what it is. I think the government is thinning the herd. But go find somebody you love. Give them a hug. Give them a big hug like a bear. And tell them you love them. Don't be afraid of it because tomorrow's not guaranteed. You make somebody's day and you know what? You make your life better. It's not worth it, man. Spread the love. Enjoy who you have. Cheers, guys. I'll see you next week.